Hey, what is going on, everyone? I hope that you all are having a phenomenal day. It's Thursday, and I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Just wanted to hop on real quick and talk about the previous experience I had with PenFed Federal Credit Union, which is seen as one of those credit unions out there who give really generous credit lines. A lot of people who are rebuilding credit and building credit sign up with PenFed because they have a really good reputation. I've been with PenFed as a customer, man, if I'm not mistaken, it's been at least 12 years, 13 years maybe. And I just had to sever that relationship. So long story short, I had 2 credit cards with PenFed. I had the Promise Visa card, and that limit was that limit was $46,800. $46,800 limit on my PenFed Promise Visa. Once again, $46,800. Then I had the Platinum Cash Visa, which had a limit of $3,200. The Platinum Cash Visa offers 5% cash back on gas. That's the only perk it offers. The Promise Visa offers nothing. There are no incentives or anything. I believe that the incentive that I signed up for originally was when I flipped my first and only house, and I believe the Promise had a 4.99% or 3.99% APR on all balance transfers and cash advances with no balance transfer fee. So I got that card to basically help fund my flip and paid it off and everything. But so through the years, I've had that $50,000 in credit limits. So recently I came across 2 cards I really wanted. The Pathfinder Visa, which offers, I believe, like 4% on travel purchased through PenFed. And I believe it also had like 50,000 point sign up bonus, which equated to, if I'm not mistaken, like $780, $760 through travel purchase through their website. And then I also ran across the Platinum Preferred Visa. So the difference between a Platinum Preferred Visa and a Platinum Cash Visa is that the Platinum Preferred offers like 5% on gas, but then it offers 3% on groceries, and it offers other perks as well. I was like, oh man, if I can get the Platinum card, that particular card, Platinum Preferred or whatever it's called, and then the Pathfinder's card, maybe I could utilize those in addition to my 2% Fidelity card for all of my purchases. It would basically be all I need in my wallet, and there are no fees for any of them because I had a checking account with PenFed as well. So I applied for the Pathfinder card, and immediately I got a denial. And I called about the denial, and they said it was because I had a $50,000 limit with them already. So I got the immediate denial because I don't qualify for any more credit because I have the bank limit, which is the $50,000. I was like, cool. So then I kept doing more research. I looked it up again. I actually called in this time and said, hey, I really want this Pathfinder card. And what do I need to do? Well, she said, well, hey, you're going to need to reduce your credit line on the Promise Visa card. You're going to have to reduce that credit line in order to apply. Now, you might not necessarily be approved for this card, but you need to reduce the credit line in order to actually have the opportunity to be approved for the Pathfinder Visa. So I said, okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and take that risk. The Promise Visa has really no worth to me right now. So I'll take the risk. I knew that going in, I can reduce my credit line to the Promise, but if I wasn't approved for the Pathfinder, then I won't get that credit line back, you know? So I said, okay, let's go ahead and reduce it. But then I told the lady, I said, hey, I want to also apply for the platinum rewards card or whatever as well. So I said, hey, let's reduce this card, the other card, $10,000. And we did that. So I ended up applying, but then I got a note saying I was denied because they were trying to pull a $15,000 limit for the Pathfinder card, but I only had reduced the promise by $10,000. So I said, hey, I'll tell you what, reduce the promise to $15,000. So reduce it from $46,800 to $15,000. So that's really like $31,800. I need you to reduce my limits in order to try to get approved for both of the cars I really wanted. Long story short, I got a denial on both cards. And if I'm not mistaken, the denial letter was indebtedness to PenFed, which I have no credit card debt. I use credit cards every month and pay them off, but I'm not indebted to PenFed. I don't owe anything to PenFed. I've been I'm not saying I spend a lot at PenFed. They're not the credit union I give my most utilization to, but I have been a customer with PenFed for well over 10 years, well over 12 years. Never had a late payment, never any negative interactions with PenFed, nothing negative. And they denied me for these cards, and I tried to write a reconsideration letter saying, hey, I already had this $50,000. I've been responsible with my $50,000 limit. I've never been late. I'm not applying for new credit. I'm really just trying to reallocate this credit and utilize some cards that I can use on a daily basis rather than cars that I'm really not going to use, you know? So yesterday I got a response back saying that, you know, they received my letter, but they're standing by their decision to deny me for those two cards. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna call and close my cards. And that's exactly what I did. I called, I closed my savings account, my checking account, and both of the credit cards I had with them, and then the lines of credit that I had as well. These are accounts that I've had for years. And the crazy thing is, like, when I called him, he said, hey, I see you've been a loyal customer for a long time. Before I even told him I wanted to cancel. And I was thinking, like, yeah, I have. But I went ahead with canceling, and there was no like, hey, what can we do to keep your business? It wasn't even like that. I guess they're like, hey, we're trying to get people off the books. I don't know. But, you know, a lot of people will probably call me stupid for reducing my credit line in the first place. Then they might call me stupid for being, you know, what some people might call butthurt or whatever you want to call it, and closing the account once I got the denial. But to be honest with you, I've said multiple times, I really don't care about my credit score. Like, I don't go out there playing around with that credit algorithm, trying to play the system and get a better credit score. Whatever happens with me happens. I recently saw that, you know, we call it the FICO score, which isn't your FICO, but it's these credit scores that are generated through these various websites like Credit Karma. And I think my highest ever was recently. It's like 830 on Equifax, like 829 on TransUnion. So in that arena, yeah, it's the highest ever. And I'm like, wow, it's higher than I've ever seen. But it doesn't do anything for me because I understand that credit does not, or good credit does not equate to wealth. You know, it's just a number to me. So I'm not tripping about the impact that this is going to have on my score. It's going to get rid of a credit card that I had for a long time. Actually, those credit cards I've probably only have a few years because I had already kind of done a reallocation thing in the past from other credit cards. So I don't know why they couldn't just reallocate this time. So I don't know if they've changed their rules or what. But the bottom line is that I had to divorce PenFed, and I wish I didn't have to. I wish they would have gave me the credit lines, the credit cards I was seeking. They didn't do it, and I just moved on. You know, it's all good. I'm gonna ultimately lose about $50,000 in credit lines. I think I'll probably still have another 225, which to me it doesn't matter. It's just a huge number. I don't access all of that anyway. I'm very responsible with my credit, but I just want to know what you guys think. Did y'all ever have this kind of experience with either PenFed or any other credit union or bank? Just drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Y'all have a great day. All right, take care.